And we're back with our discussion about adventures in mature dating. And we're back with Christina and Sharon. Now, when I left off, and I guess you ladies heard the question, what is your best sex decade? Was it your 20s, your 30s?
When I think back, it's not necessarily my age, it was who I was with.
Okay.
So the best times I've had sexual relationships is when I'm in love with the person.
Okay.
And I've been in love in my 20s and now 30s, different times. So that's really what I look at, the emotional connection with the person, which I've had, throughout my life.
Oh, well, you go, girl. What about you, Miss Sharon?
I'd say they've all been good. It's really about the adventure, and the newness is always fun, regardless of the age. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, I find that's what it, not that it's just the best sex or the best decade, but it's the newness of the relationship. It's the, someone different, that you're involved with, and your relationships are going good or bad or whatever, but this is what you get during this decade, or when you're at whatever age. But let me ask you this. Now, in the dating, what about dating men with children? Now, there's always that faux pas, there's always that stigma of women dating who have children. What about dating men if you're single, or if you don't have children, or if you do have children, dating men with children?
That's a great question. I've actually dated recently. Most of the men I've dated have had children. Okay. And I have a son, he's 3.5. So it's kind of worked because we understand each other.
Right.
So we understand that that comes first when you're a parent. You have to work around schedules. You have to,
work around the children.
Yeah,
but you understand.
Get a babysitter. You gotta let me know. So that's been a really interesting adventure.
Okay.
But also as a mother, I think there's an aspect where you have to be careful, because you don't want to meet the kids or have them meet you have to really, really say, what is this about? Am I just dating you?
And who are you?
Who are you? Because you just don't want to bring anybody around your child, and you don't want to enter a child's life.
Exactly, and know that you might not be there anymore. What about you?
Most of the men I've dated lately that have had children, they've been older, meaning at least 18, so it really hasn't been a problem. In terms of if they had younger children. But in the past, I have dated someone who had younger children, and what I didn't like about it was that he didn't ask me in advance. He kind of ambushed me to meet the children. So it was I was at his house, and it was like the kids are coming over. I didn't think that was right. I think he should have, we should have talked about it ahead of time. And the children were young, maybe about 3 to 5.
How do you feel comfortable, or when do you feel comfortable in making suggestions about disciplinary actions on the children, or making suggestions of what the children should do? And I know, Christina, you have a 3.5-year-old, so it's, you have a little ways to go, but how comfortable do you feel with maybe your mate making suggestions about how your child acts or what they're doing?
It depends on the relationship. I'm in the relationship now, and he has children of his own. Okay. And I haven't met his kids, but I've seen him interact with them on the phone. I've seen how he posts, he posts pictures on Instagram, anything, Facebook, Instagram. You can see how, and you get a feeling for it. So he has met my son, and I feel very comfortable with him. And he talks to my son very.
And how does your son feel? Because at 3.5, he might feel like, okay, Mom, this is threatening to mommy or whatever. So,
no, he loves him. He takes very kindly to him. And also, too, it depends how you have your son, your children around other people and other male figures. That's the key. True. My son is around my father and my stepfather and his father, and so he has a lot of male role models in his life. So another male role model, I'm in a relationship with someone, is just that to him.
Right.
Now, I have met his kids, but I did date someone in my 20s who had a son. And we fell in love with I loved that boy. He loved me, and we got along very well, and I felt very comfortable anything.
But did you throw out any suggestions as to, well, no, I don't think you should do that with your son? Or
no, I don't do that, and I would not take lightly to it
somebody doing.
However, if I was with him times where I would take him to the park by myself. So of course you have to discipline, especially 3, 4, 5-year-olds.
Right. So you have to make some choice decisions.
But it has to follow your own discipline. Time out. I give time out. You better not touch my child. If I don't spank him, you're not going to spank him. Right. So it has to go along with your discipline plan.
What about you, Sharon? I mean, dating. You may not date anybody who has a little toddler or whatever, but making decisions like your significant other's children are asking for money all the time. Like daddy is the bank, okay?
I wouldn't get involved in all that. I think it's okay if you're in a serious relationship to give your opinion on how the person is disciplining the children, or if you think maybe there's a better way things could be handled, especially if there's some tense situations. It's okay to give your opinion. I wouldn't actually try to do the discipline or really get too involved.
But also, too, you have, I know for myself, I'm dating, my dates have grandchildren. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you go out and they're running with the grandchildren or whatever. But I'm from the old school. You with me, honey, you gonna get what you get. All right, we'll be right back.